Both the UIDAI and the Government of India has constantly denied that the database was at risk and constantly denied that it can be used against us. We've seen both of those take place now in this particular case. Can we now accept that the Aadhaar database is not safe?
Did UIDAI or Government of India or any investigation till now say that there is a leak in database? It's a case of theft. Why are we jumping on conclusion?
What is the difference between leak and theft?
Did anybody prove there is a leakage? It's a you can simply Google it, or you can see the dictionary for that, ma'am. I'm not here to do the differentiation here. It's not a leak.
Okay, it's not a leak. Okay, let me read out from this FIR from the Hyderabad police. The FIR has been filed by the UIDAI. I think everyone's already read it, but I will read it one more time for your benefit. It says this: illegal access. Now, I don't know whether we want to call illegal access leaks or illegal access theft. The point is that the database is currently in the hands of someone other than the UIDAI. Illegal access and fraudulent use of sensitive identity information such as Aadhaar voter ID details using color photographs and beneficiary details from various government schemes. This has been used for voter profiling, targeted campaigning, and even deletion of votes. Okay, so it also goes on to, and it says basically that the structure and the size of the database is surprisingly similar to the database that could have originally been owned by the UIDAI. It goes on to say that there's something called as a Central Identities Data Repository Number or State Resident Data Hubs aligned to the C1DR. The availability of this unique information indicates that the accessed case might have been illegally accessed from the Aadhaar database. So, Vinit Goenka, could you explain to me again what you mean when you say this is not a leak, this is theft? Only if the database is weak will someone be able to steal.
So, let me give you. So, when there is a theft which happens in a bank or a loot which happens in a bank, it does not mean the notes are frozen or the RBI has gone to a fraud. Same with the data has been available with somebody, a third party, which misused the data. It was a data theft, not a leak of the database. The architecture, the security of the database is intact. Okay, so that's why I think proactively UIDAI filed a FIR, and it is not filed for the first time. There are 30 cases which have been filed till now since Aadhaar database, Aadhaar Act has come in 2016. Whenever UIDAI feels that somebody has breached the contract, somebody has leaked the data which was available to him, which breached the contract. Hear me out. Don't hear what you want to hear. Breach the contract. So if you are working here and you breach the contract of Mirror Now, it does not mean Mirror Now is wrong. So if somebody has breached the contract, somebody has deliberately sold the data, accessed the data. So those kind of things where the database has nothing to do with it, the architecture has nothing to do with it. UIDAI's things are foolproof. There UIDAI takes cognizance of that, and sections, various sections and provisions of that allows it to file a case. And I think here the agency has done a very nice work of identifying that proactively.
Well, I want to bring Vinit Goenka back into the conversation. Mr. Goenka, do you disagree with the UIDAI at this point that there is a risk to national security because the sensitive data of Indian citizens was actually stored on a cloud that is based in the US, and it could be in the hands of hostile countries and international organized crime syndicates at this point?
I'll certainly comment on that particular part. But one thing, if you can, Mr. Srinivas Ungli can, educate me. He said, because of the Aadhaar database, the caste and the religion database was been targeted. Ma'am, what I understand is Aadhaar does not collect your caste or religion.
Collects your name, Mr. Goenka. Stop asking redundant questions. In India, you can guess someone's caste by their name.
How do you ask?
Tell me what my caste is.
No, okay, please educate me what is Sharma, madam. Please educate me what is Pawar,
Tell me what my caste is. From my name, you can tell that I am not a Hindu and hence I don't have a caste. Mr. Goenka, no, one second. Mr. Goenka, I asked you a question about a serious threat to national security. Is that something you take seriously, yes or no?
Let me call the bluff off. No. You asked me a question.
There's no bluff to be called.
Please tell me what is
Mr. Goenka, there is no bluff. The UIDAI has filed a complaint with the police. I'm reading it on air.
Madam, I had a team member called as Rima Bhardwaj. She was Christian. Chandu Balde, the cricketer, was Christian. How do you understand from the name? I don't understand. Why do you want to pay the attention to this kind of thing? So there is no caste correction. There is no religion correction. I fail to understand. If there is no collection, how do you do it? Number two. If you understand, madam, voters list, there is something called as electoral list. In the electoral.
Is there a threat to national security, yes or no?
Create a narrative. I like to call the bluff off.
Of
No, no,
whose?
madam,
The
you cannot interrupt
UIDAI.
me.
You want to
See,
call the
you
bluff
are
of the
asking the question, allow me
UIDAI?
to
Of the
answer it.
Information and Technology Department of India? Of the Government of
No, no,
India? Whose
you want to
bluff
create-
are you calling?
Madam, if you don't want to allow me to speak, why do you call us?
You're not answering any of the questions I'm asking you. This is not an election speech, Mr. Goenka. You're
Madam,
here
I'm
to
answering-
answer
I am calling
questions.
the bluff of you. If you have 10 seconds, I'll answer you. No, if you answer, allow me 10%, or otherwise I walk out. I have no problem. You only requested
Don't
me to come.
threaten me. I'm
Allow
not
me 10
afraid of
seconds
you.
to answer, madam.
I'm
Why are
not
jumping?
afraid of you.
Why are you
I'm
coming to
afraid
conclusion,
of a
madam?
threat to national security.
Madam,
Obviously,
I'm not
something you don't care
but you are
about.
telling lie right now. I am trying to expose the lie and not
Okay,
allowing me
expose.
to expose the lie.
Okay, expose.
Madam, understand. Electoral rolls, please allow me 10 seconds. I'm requesting you 10 seconds,
Okay.
ma'am. Electoral rolls have been published and it's a public property. Electoral rolls have your name, your age, gender and the address. Same is with Aadhaar card, except that Aadhaar card collects your data prints. Now please tell me, electoral rolls are available with every political party. And every political party for ages known would write in front of your name whether you are my voter or not. Where is the leak? Please explain to me where is
Actually,
the caste
Mr. Goenka,
here?
let
Where
me
is the religion
first
here?
of all
And if you
ask
say
your
you can
forgiveness.
understand, please tell me
Mr.
Chandu, where
Goenka,
is religion?
Mr. Goenka, okay, if you would just take a deep breath, and I want to seek your forgiveness because there's
Please,
obviously...
when we jump and
No, one second.
No, ma'am, I'm not educated.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Mr. Goenka, I am not a representative of the
By now, I've
UIDAI.
got to finish my
I
point,
am
ma'am.
not with the Aadhaar department. I am not with the government of India. You seem to be asking questions that
Mr.
only they
English
can
should
answer.
tell us, how did he
Because
get
the
post
bluff,
caste and
Mr.
religion?
Goenka, please show me some respect. The bluff that you are calling is from the FIR filed by the
You are not showing us
UIDAI.
respect
This
by
is
allowing
not
us 10
me.
seconds,
This
ma'am.
is the
You have
UIDAI.
called a guest to answer. You
Mr.
have to give the
Goenka.
other guest 10%. 10
Okay,
seconds
I
also.
will ask you the question one more time, and I want to
you don't
remind
allow
our
10 seconds,
viewers
how
at this
would you,
point
you know?
that the first page of the BJP manifesto
I
has
will also
been
like to
about
tell you one
national...
more
He
time.
will
There is
interrupt
no
me
caste
because he
collected,
doesn't
no
want
religion
you to
collected,
hear
so
what I'm
ask
saying.
your-
Cut his mic.
ask your-
Cut his mic. The first page of the BJP manifesto in this election has been about national security and making sure that our borders are safe and our people are safe and national security, and we will manage to we will have a zero tolerance for terror. They've gone about talking about how they spend all their time making sure that we have the political will to protect the country and do what it takes. Today, the UIDAI, which is part of the government of India, has filed a complaint with the police saying the leak of Aadhaar data poses a serious national security risk. When they talk about countries that are hostile to India, which country can you think of on the top of your head that's hostile to India? When they talk about international organized crime syndicates, is that not terrorism? My question repeatedly to Mr. Vinit Goenka has been, and these are questions, these are things being written by the government of India. Is this not a serious risk? And he's refusing to answer that question. I will give him one more chance. Mr. Vinit Goenka, was the government aware of the fact that database was being leaked or it was being stolen from? And do you not agree that this is a serious national security threat?
See, you don't have to be so generous to give me a chance and then cut the mic. Have courage to hear real answer. I asked and exposed your so-called, the expert, where is the caste and religion mentioned in Aadhaar card? You are trying to overpower me, saying that he will cut the mic. Exposing that, you are trying to protect him. There is no data leak. It is a case of pure theft. UIDAI has taken the action, and I think I appreciate that. Supreme Court has already said things have to be done and things not to be done. And I think the entire government and UIDAI is doing it. If your expert feels it is wrong, let me tell him. Already the people in political circles had something called as electoral part. Electoral part consists of your name, age, gender and address. Why would they take help of Aadhaar card? Electoral party, every political party has an EP which can be used for them to map voter. B, please understand, the database has not been hacked or been leaked. It is a party which tried to use it, and there is a forensic, and I think I should give credit to the UIDAI agency.
How did the party get access to it?
Filed an FIR. That you have to ask Telangana government and Andhra Pradesh government.
Okay. So are you telling me that the database is just there and it's built upon the conscience of various political parties not to touch it?
It's related to breach of database.
Yes, okay, thank you. So I just want to point out to you one more piece of information. Just tell everybody to calm down. Everyone calm down. Everybody calm down. This was the government filed the complaint with the police on the 12th of April. This complaint has now been released now on the 15th. The FIR has been registered on the 12th. On the 1st of April, during campaigning, and let me point out, remind you one more time that Vinit Goenka is convinced that the database is safe and there is no breach. On the 1st of April, the Prime Minister, in a speech in Telangana, said this. Can we play that out, please?
मुझे बताया गया है कि टीडीपी ने अब एक नया काम शुरू कर दिया है। ये काम है साइबर क्राइम से जुड़ी हुई बातें हैं। जिस सेवा मित्र ऐप की वो बात करते हैं वो सेवा नहीं कर रहा है और न ही वो किसी का मित्र है। सच्चाई ये है ये लोगों से जुड़े डेटा की चोरी कर रहा है। सोचिए, जो आपसे जुड़ी जानकारियों की, आपसे जुड़े डेटा की चोरी कर सकते हैं, वो पूरे राज्य के संसाधनों का क्या हाल करेंगे। आपके इस चौकीदार की सरकार ने आतंकवाद के खिलाफ भी सीधा प्रहार।
Mr. Goenka, if the Prime Minister knew that the data was being stolen, chori I believe it means stolen, on the 1st of April, why is it that the UIDAI did not file a complaint till the 12th of April? And doesn't this, I mean, chori effectively means that it had to have been stolen from a framework that was fundamentally weak?
You would like to come to that conclusion, but I think a common man with a little bit understanding of Hindi will say that chori means it's a theft. The government of Telangana, the government of Andhra Pradesh, they have an access due to their authority as in sovereign elected state governments. And if they have done a breach of the contract, that has to be dealt separately. How does it mean that there is a breach of the database? You are trying to refer that chori matlab leakage. Please understand that theft has been done by man who was giving an access for one purpose. And leakage and hack means somebody who has not been given an access tries to access your database. So let me first tell you, there is no leakage, there is no breach of database. Yes, the man who had access for his duties to be performed tried to do something else than that, and that is a theft and that is a crime, and which will
How
be
many
dealt by
people
the
have access to the database across the
clauses
country
under
right now?
several acts. I would not know that, but whoever has it, and if they try to do a breach, if you're a policeman, you try to breach the rules which have been there. All that people who try to break that breach is dealt with a separate
so you're
law.
comfortable.
And
I'll tell you, okay.
I think a
So
various
right now,
sections that from 34 to 40 provides for that. Let us not rush to a conclusion that it provides caste, it provides religion. Aadhaar database does not capture
can I
caste,
please speak to
religion.
Mr. about any of this? Do any of these national security concerns bother you? And this is national security, mind you, that the government of India via the UIDAI has listed in an FIR. Is this of concern right now?
National security is a concern to any sensible citizen for any reason. If any act has been done and that act leads to threatening to the security of the country, I think we all should be concerned. It involves anything, including Aadhaar database. But let me tell you one thing. I don't know whether you have ever received a voter slip. But voter slips have been coming to voters' house much before the election day. And that slips are being given by political parties, which has your name, your age, your address and the booth where you have to go and vote. And that has been dropped to by a karyakarta in your house. At least I am in getting it since I am become a voter. So I am assuming you would be also getting it. How do they get it? They were getting it in 90s. They were getting it in 80s. The reason was Election Commission of India publishes something called as electoral roll, which has all this data and which is available with the political parties, and not only with the political party. If you pay, you also get an access, and that's why the slip has been made. So do you say that is a leakage of the data? And the political parties, when they have these slips, they have a liberty to mark whether he is my voter or he is not my voter. They don't generalize it on the basis of caste, creed or religion. They do it on the basis of their information available by the Panna Pramukh. There is a man who is called as Panna Pramukh, who is the last man in the hierarchy of a political system. So understand this particular fact before we jump to a conclusion that the database has been taken by this party. In fact, I would love to blame everything on TDP, but I will not do that because that will be called as
Mr. Goenka, you really should take this up
irrational.
with the UIDAI. I'm going to read from the complaint again. It basically says, they have taken a copy of the data,
I have read the complaint,
and
madam. Before I come
forensics
to your show,
has compared
I
that data to
reconfirm the
what
things
is
with various
available in the
people.
Aadhaar. I would like to speak, please. It is my show. The complainant has verified by the forensics labs
Of course,
the records
you
of the
should,
5
but you should not
members,
cut
and
mics of
apparently
others.
it is, again, it is my show. I would like my audience to hear what I'm reading. Apparently, the hard disks had data in the following
also the
fields
answers are
along with